I gotta just do something. Like, that's the key. Like, I think too hard about what to do that I'm not doing it. I gotta just do it. And, like, that's what you guys tell me all the time. Like, literally all the time. And, like, I agree with you. But here I am.
What's up, guys? This is Matt from Average Dude TV, here with a very good friend.
I'm Zach Castro.
Exactly. And basically, we're not 100% sure what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to be like music related, maybe about like the industry or how he started or just...
Talking about life, talking about music.
Exactly. He gets it. He gets it.
So I'm Zach, as I said. I go to Crane School of Music. I'm going to my 3rd year. I've been playing music since 4th grade. When I started the viola. That's actually what I go to school for now. And then I taught myself guitar in middle school. Just like listened to a lot of music, a lot of different styles, and like explored different things. And I like to write my own music, and here we are.
Do you have any music that's like out there?
So in terms of my music, I've been writing. So when I started writing music at 14 years old, I started with like acoustic music, kind of like alternative, like indie stuff. And I actually have like an entire EP, 7 songs. It's just done. It's just like written, like entirely done, but like none of it's recorded or produced or anything. So if I had to release a project first, that would probably be like my first go-to, because it's also been in the making since I was like 14. So like I feel like it has to be done first before anything else.
Basically, we've been trying to get him to drop like anything, like a 30-second like instrumental, like literally anything, and he hasn't done it. He's the one that made the 15-second music that you hear in the intro that you probably like just heard. It's pretty epic, actually. But why haven't you released anything?
I mean, a lot of it is time, honestly. I have 2 jobs and I just started like an online course, but that's like obviously not an excuse. Like, you need to make time for the things that matter to you. But I guess a lot of it has been anxiety over like what it should be. Lately, I know I said like I write a lot of like alternative music, but lately I've been super into rap music, and I write a lot of rap music. But I don't think, well, first of all, nothing is like done and polished enough to be like dropped. But like I don't know. I just feel like
that's a mistake, though.
I know, and I feel like I keep procrastinating like what to do first. And honestly, a large part of it is like I focused for so long on the things that I can't do that I've forgotten about the things that I can do. Like, I always say, like, every single time, like, the main reason I haven't done anything is that, like, I don't, like, I've had the same laptop since 9th grade. I can't produce music on it. Like, it's not great. Like, it's really shitty. So I don't have a good laptop. I have no, like, recording equipment, production equipment, no resources, no money to buy resources or studio time. And I get so focused on all of these obstacles and all these things that are holding me back that I forget about the things that I already have going for me. Like, lately, I used to write music every day. Like, whenever I had free time, I'd pick up my guitar, I'd write lyrics, I'd do whatever. And now I play Xbox and, like, think about how I used to write music every day and how I can't anymore because of all these obstacles. But in reality, I'm holding myself back, you know? And you already know that. And that's why you're telling me every day, drop a track. But, like, the first step is the hardest for me. Like, I don't know what to do first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But as far as, like, the polishing of it, like, and, like, trying to get it to be, like, perfect before you push it out, I think, like, Matt and I had a discussion about this. If you remember, like, I forgot exactly what it was about, but it was something about, like, where I kept saying, like, this is, like, our recital.
Well, that was what you said, like, before you started the channel. Like, I remember you guys telling me, like, you were kind of nervous about just starting because you were nervous about, like, the quality level or, like, or how long it would take you to learn. And then it hit you that you realized that doing it will be the learning. And eventually you will get to the place you deserve to be.
Literally,
that's what it was.
Literally exactly what it was.
All right, sick.
So, yeah. So then you already know. So, I mean, like, you made, like, our 15-second intro song on what, your phone?
Yeah. I mean, it was, like Apple Loops, GarageBand. But, like, it's not, like... You know what I mean?
Well, nah, but like, no, but he wants to be perfect, and he's editing it on a freaking phone. Like, obviously, it's not going to be up to, like, the level where it could be.
So, like, I've always been, like, a perfectionist with music in every sense of it. But the more I watch people who are successful, not even just in the music industry, both Matts have showed me this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, who's a super successful businessman who spends every waking moment basically building his online brand and using marketing to promote himself. And the advice that he gives to musicians who are trying to market their music is, you do what you can with what you've got, as best as you can. And if you're truly skilled and talented, then that would be enough. But like, it's one of those easier said than done things. Like, obviously it's true and he's right, but it doesn't make it any easier to take that first step. Like, I feel like the first step would definitely be releasing music. And then it brings me back to that list of obstacles that's preventing me from releasing music. So it just like it's all definitely in my own head and like my own doubts and insecurities, but like I just like...
Nah, but like I feel like you could, at a minimum, like borrow someone's equipment. Like, dude, you could use my laptop.
Yeah.
Like, he's in a band, so he has access to, like, not a studio, but, like, a decent amount of, like, equipment.
So honestly, I feel like, because I have 2 jobs, so I think I'm just going to use this summer to just get working on this acoustic EP. Because honestly, I really feel like there's no excuse for it to not be out. It's done. Like, there's nothing, like, it's completely written. And it's just sitting there.
What if you just even record, like, one song, and you just push one song
I know,
out?
but I don't want to release demos. You know what I mean? Like, I want to release music.
What I was getting at is, like, you have, like, X amount of resources, which is clearly, like, not enough to, like, produce all of it. Do one song, and, like, pit all your resources that you have into, like, recording one song.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like going to do it at the studio, so save up to do one song. Like, that's totally feasible thing to do in, like, a relatively short period of time, because it's only one song, and, like, record it and, like, get everything up to, like, the Zach level that you want it to be at, which you could totally do, especially if you're only focusing on one song, and, like, just put it on SoundCloud as, like, a single or whatever, and it's, like, out there, and, like, at least while you're, like, figuring out, like, how to get, you know, the other resources and everything to, like, finish recording it, like, you have something there, at least, like,
no, you're right, you're right.
Doesn't even have to be from the EP, just, like, any song.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, everything we're talking about and everything we've discussed, like, I've slowly been, like, I know it to be true, but I've slowly been, like, internalizing it and, like, accepting it and, like, really thinking, like, all right, you gotta just do something. Like, sitting around thinking about the things you can't do does not help you do anything. It just makes it worse.
Yeah.
And I hinted at this before, but, like, I've been so focused on the things that I can't do that I'm not writing anymore. Like, I don't write music anymore. I have music that I've written and music that I'm in the process of writing, but I don't, like, it's not the same. Like, I don't, like, sit down. I used to be able to sit down and write an entire song, like, in one sitting and bang it out. Now, I don't even sit down and do anything. Like, I have little snippets of ideas that come to me throughout the day, and I, like, record them, like, or write them down, like, real quick or something, or jot them down, but, like, I don't have the same creative process that I used to. And I feel like a large part of that is because of my own insecurities about the creative process I have and what's holding me back from furthering it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, nah, it's just like you're just caught up in worrying about it instead of...
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm a
it.
full-time college student with 10 classes. Over the summer, I have 2 jobs. I'm taking an online class. Like, I do have a lot of stuff to worry about. So, like, it's really easy for me to worry about all of that and just put all the other stuff in the back of my head and say, oh, well, I'll worry about that list of obstacles later, and I'll worry about this now, which I guess can be good and bad. Focusing on work and school is good, but not if it's to the detriment of what's important to you.
Dude, like, honestly, like, people, like, record shit, like, literally, like, on their phone. Like, it's not gonna be up to your level. Absolutely not. Like, I'm not saying it will be. It will be nowhere close. But, like, it's not gonna be, like, absolute garbage.
No, it's not. It's not. I guess just, like, another thing I'm thinking is, like, the first thing I release, I mean, it won't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Nah, but you think people are gonna judge you based off of that?
It's gonna be everybody's first impression of me.
Yeah, but the thing is that...
in a way, it could be my defining characteristic.
But, like, that's like saying that our first video is our defining moment, which we originally thought, which is why we were hesitant. But then we realized, wait a second, nobody's even watching at all.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, I've realized
this is the perfect time to do it.
Like, it's an irrational thought, but and like, I understand that. And then I also think, like, the people that are successful are the people that don't give a about that. The people that are successful are the people that drop what they have because they want the world to hear it, and they do what they can. Like, what, did Ed Sheeran drop an EP at what, like 12 years old or something? Nobody knows about it. Probably nobody's heard his next 3 EPs, but he just kept dropping them and kept releasing music, and he picked up traction. Same thing with Chance the Rapper. At first, nobody knew who he was, and then he released Acid Rap and he blew up. And that's what happens with a lot of artists. Like, the first music they release,
Dude, that's what happens with everything.
nobody knows. But that's also scares me, because I want people to know this music. I don't want it to
But
fade
it's the
away.
same thing with, like, us making the videos, or
But that's the
even
thing.
like us starting businesses. Like, you know, like WD-40. This is a weird ass example. Do you know what WD-40 is? Do you know what WD-40 is?
Like the oil spray in
Yeah,
the
it's like a
can, the
lubricant
greaser,
spray.
yeah.
Alright, it's called WD-40 because, like, that recipe was made on the 40th try. No one knows about WD-22. They only know WD-40. Like, same thing with us. Like, no one knows about, like, videos 1 through 499, but they know about video 500 plus.
And that's also what scares me, because
Well, it's scary.
people aren't going to know my first few projects,
Even they
But-
put in a lot of work and all that.
No, but
Yeah.
it's possible though.
and they represent serious creative moments in my life. Like,
No,
my Plans for Someday EP is the first music I've ever written. You know what I mean? And, like,
Well, that goes back to the thought of, like, your current idea or your next idea is the greatest one you ever have.
But that's the thing.
No, but that's how it is forever. You always, the next one is always the best until the next one.
but what scares me is the opposite. Because I have this music and these things that I've done and I've accomplished that I think are great and I'm really proud of. Not even just as a person who does things. Like, as an objective musician, I really like my own music, and that's a good thing. But I don't know if I'm gonna like my next music. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna release next because I haven't written it yet. What if it's not as good? What if this was my WD-40? It just came first before everything else.
I mean, that's happens to some people.
Exactly.
But if you're the thing is, like, if you're truly talented, that won't happen. So, like, the
I know,
only
but that
reason
goes
that would
back to-
happen is, like, your fear of, like, not actually talented.
I know. So
And I got lucky.
Yeah. It all goes back to my own insecurities.
But personally, like, I don't even believe in luck. Like, I believe in, like, hard work and, like, you know, the quote I say were, like, about, like, being an overnight success. Like, the harder I work, like, the luckier people say I am.
That's
Like,
true.
Like,
And
that's just the perception of everyone else because they don't see, like, the behind the scenes and, like, the 19 years leading up to it and, like, you know,
Yeah.
the vlogs. They only see, you know, whatever, an hour of footage that happens over the course of an entire week. You don't know what happens during those hours.
I definitely agree with that to an extent. I believe that your philosophy is correct, that your hard work can be hard enough that it overrides the luck. But then you look at other people who didn't have to work hard and they're even more successful because they got lucky. You know what I mean? Like, luck, people say, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like luck isn't, like, a quantifiable concept. I just feel like it is our own, like, rationalization of the things that we can't explain. So your philosophy of taking hard work and pushing out luck is actually a good philosophy to have, in my opinion, because luck is a variable, a very unpredictable variable. And if you totally eliminate that and just rely on yourself and your own abilities and intentions, that's the best way for success. But I'm too scared to do that. That's the thing. Like, you guys have taken those first steps, and, like, you've basically done what I should be doing this whole time. And that's another thing that scares me is I feel like right now I should be on my WD-40. I think 1 through 39 I should have been releasing 10 years ago. But I didn't.
But, like, you're also going to always feel like that until it happens, though.
I know, exactly. And that's why I need to just do it. It's a cycle, dude. It's all a cycle.
Like, yeah.
And I just need to get out of the cycle.
Like, how many videos were we up to? Like, 60?
Something like that, 50 something.
Yeah. In the beginning, we were trying to figure it out. Like, all right, 25 videos equals, you know, X amount of subs. 50 videos, this,
Doesn't
you
work
know.
like that, though.
Yeah, I know, obviously. And, you know, by the end of the summer, we're gonna have 500, which we're like, oh, that's conservative. Like, that's not even 1,000. And, like, no, that's
Because relative
not
to
gonna
where you
happen.
want to be, it is conservative. But then if you think relative of where you're headed, if that makes any sense, like, it's not a symbol of what you're not doing, it's a symbol of where you're going. Like, you just hit 100 subscribers. That's a big deal. Maybe it took longer than you wanted to, but it happened. And maybe that 1,000 will take a longer time than you want it to, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
Because you just stay the course and you keep going. And it all ties together. Like, this isn't even talking about like music anymore. This is talking about life and success. And you've taken those first steps there. It's just scary. Because the whole point of insecurities is that they are everything you are afraid to be. And in order to be successful, you need to throw them aside. But you clutch onto them, and you clutch onto your ego telling you that your doubts define you. Social and societal norms definitely contribute to that and influence that. And I feel like people let it almost cloud their vision. People allow it to almost infect their thoughts and their ambitions. Like, your ambitions should not have any outside variables because they're yours. They don't belong to anyone else. Maybe in the sense of music, they are created by everyone else, but they can't happen if you don't give them anything to create. Like, if you don't give them everything you have, then that's it. Like where can you go from there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Lil Yachty. Do I think Lil Yachty is... Like, my own personal opinions aside, do I think he is a good lyricist and a good musician and even a good rapper? No. Does that mean his music doesn't bump? His music bumps. I'll listen to it from time to time. But he did not care about what people thought of his skill. He still doesn't. He's still releasing his music even though people like Joe Budden and the entire hip-hop community hate him. But he doesn't care. He's making money. He's successful and he's having fun. Like, those are his ambitions and they're there. And other people's opinions of his ambitions doesn't change what they are. I feel like, as much as I hate to accept it, I need to start looking at people like Lil Yachty and like successful people who have taken the steps necessary when I've just been ignoring them. Maybe because my own ego doesn't allow me to think that people I deem to be worse than me can have an easier road to success than me.
I mean, deep talks are great, but it's just about the action, man.
That's
always,
that's
100%.
What I'm saying, dude, it's the cycle. Because this conversation, do you know how many times I've had this exact conversation
With us already.
with you, with all my other friends, and with myself? Hundreds of times, and I'm still here. And that, I feel like that says more than anything we could say. I'm still allowing the cycle. I am aware of it, and I'm still allowing it to happen because I'm clutching onto those egotistical insecurities. Or not even egotistical, but my own doubts. And I gotta stop. I gotta just do something. Like, that's the key. Like, I think too hard about what to do that I'm not doing it. I gotta just do it. And, like, that's what you guys tell me all the time. Like, literally all the time. And, like, I agree with you. But here I am. It's not enough for everyone in my life to tell me what I need to do. I need to do it. I should have done it yesterday. Last week. Last year. And see, but then that's the thing. Like, I've accepted that this is my first step. Now I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks obsessing over which song it should be. You know what I mean? Like I always find something to hold on to.
So outsource it, bro. Let someone else decide it.
I'll pick for you.
Let us tell you what to do, bro.
It's an interesting concept.
Because at the end of the day, like, could it be a great song? Yeah. But, like, the second you post it, are a million people going to listen to it? Nah, dude. I'm going to listen to it. He's going to listen to it.
That's what I feel like. I just feel like the people that matter, what they think of me, will define me.
Nah, dude. Like, like, for whatever reason, there's, like, a couple haters that we have. Like, I don't know who they are, assuming they know me from the past. Maybe I did something.
High school.
Maybe I wronged them. Maybe they just don't like me. Maybe they think that our videos suck. Whatever it is. Great for them. But at the end of the day, like, I don't care what you think because I know that they represent the absolute minority.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you shouldn't care what they think because they're not going to be there for your success. So
no, they are. They're subscribed,
They're gonna make
bro.
it.
The people that go, Yachty, your songs are garbage. The second that he throws a new song on SoundCloud, oh, let me listen to this new track by Yachty. It's halfway. It's not even over yet. This song blows. On to the next song. They listen to every single goddamn song. And they dissect it. Everything that you do. and they say that they hate on you, blah blah blah, but they're making the numbers go up. They're subscribed. They're following you. Like, the haters, like, they can, like, actually, like, make you. No, I mean, to wrap it up, I think that Nike hit on the head, man. Just do it. You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
You talk, you plan, you worry. All of it is just procrastinating. Like, I used to plan a lot, like, everything I did, and then one day I was like, yeah, you know, you have to plan to a degree. You have to write the songs out. You have to, in your mind, figure out how you want to do it. But then there's, like, a point where it's, like, it's planned, and you're just, like, it's not planning. It's called obsessing.
Yeah.
Right? And that doesn't do anything. That, you once you're at that point, you often, like, start changing it, and it's almost like, you know, when you're taking a test and you fill in the Scantron, and I'll be honest, I don't double check my tests, because what happens is you're like, oh shit, like, is it the other one? You change your answer, and you know, most of the time you're right the first time.
Yeah.
And once you start looking it over and thinking and thinking and thinking, you change it and you're wrong. And it's the same thing with, like, everything that you work on.
Yeah, it's definitely a large part of it. Like, I think learning to trust your own intuitive instincts in the moment is your secret weapon, because once you start going back and second guessing them, you're second guessing everything you stand for. You're second guessing every opinion you've ever had. You're second guessing every ambition you've ever had.
Yeah.
And what's the point?
Exactly. So, I mean, plan and then put it in action. Don't obsess. Don't waste your time. So, I mean, that's really the key takeaway at this point. So, appreciate you for
always
coming on. Appreciate you for coming over to my house, I guess. So anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed the video and you took a lot away from it. Again, the key takeaway is, like, go out there and make it happen. Like, today, tonight, this morning, whatever time it is when you're watching this video, you need to just make it happen, because even if you're working 9 to 5, you're working 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, you're a student, you're doing this, that, you have kids, blah, 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 you can make time for it. Even if it's an hour here, an hour there, you could piece it together and you can make it happen. So please like the video, subscribe, we really appreciate that as well, and share the video, click that plus, share it on, where could you share it? Twitter,
Google Plus,
LinkedIn. This will be a good LinkedIn video to encourage people, especially with entrepreneurship and all that. Anyway, we will see you in the next one.
Oh.